Hey, what's up, fellas? I want to make a video about um, Chavez Jr. Um, back with Freddie Roach, and I like. I think. I mean, we know how many times he's failed to make weight, Chavez Jr. Right, and you know he seems to have a bit of silver spoonness. He doesn't take things too seriously. He gets in trouble, DUI. He tested positive for weed, cannabis. You know, but that being said, he seems like a respectful young man too. I like him. I like him. I think he's tough. I think he wins by hurting his opponents. That's how he wins fights. Um, could he hurt Canelo in a rematch? The first fight, he was so worried about getting counterpunched, it paralyzed him. Um, he said Canelo was too fast. Maybe that's what's inspired him to lose weight and become faster himself in order to be able to handle Canelo's speed. It only takes one. It only takes one good, solid punch, and he seems like he has that kind of power. Um, I would be very excited about a rematch between him and Canelo. I like this guy. I see it in his stare. He's got a warrior stare. He's got his father's warrior stare. Um, I know what it is. I see it in his eyes. Uh, he's tough. He's tough. You know, that it doesn't mean I'm not saying he can't get knocked down. Um, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying, and he's got that kind of tough, like Arturo Gatti, where you might knock him down and he'll get up. He will get up, if he can, and and fight on. But I think something concerned him very early in the Canelo fight, and he didn't want to get knocked down. He has that pride. He has that. He didn't want to lose. He probably didn't want to lose to anybody, but especially to a fellow Mexican fighter. Um, you know, I guess he thought it better to last than to get knocked out. That the public perception, but I think he can do better. I think that Roach is the right kind of guy. He likes to tell his punchers to throw a lot of his fighters to throw a lot of punches, um, and I hopefully he can. I was watching their workout a little bit. I think that I think that Chavez needs to tighten up his conditioning a little bit and tighten up some of his performance, his abilities, but they're both looking much better, much better. His tone, but I think that in order to beat a guy like Canelo, he's going to need more. He's going to need more. And I'm not even saying Canelo's that great, but he's strong and he's skilled and talented. But I would love to see Chavez knock his ass out because I think this last fight was bullshit that Canelo took. And I don't know. Again, there's nothing appealing to me about that guy. There's nothing to fall in love with Canelo. I don't know. I can't root for him for some reason. I don't particularly dislike anything about him. I just, uh, but Chavez, his story, it's intriguing, and I like that Canelo kind of strikes me as a guy that thinks his shit doesn't stink, and Chavez, I think he has more wisdom, even though he may have been, spoiled himself somewhat. I mean, being the son of one of the greatest fighters in the world, I mean, I'm sure he was treated pretty well. But I think uh, he looks like he has more wisdom to me, and I like him. I like his character, and I think that he's at 33 now. He he realizes he's probably being a man. I know that it seems to me like 27, you're kind of like, to me, I think 27, you're at a peak of the balance of physical performance and mental performance and experience. I believe somewhere around 27, 28 in sports, that's where that combination peaks. And someone who's going to be great is at their best around that time, late 20s. Okay. And then it depends on the person, but you slowly start to lose more physical, and you do gain some more mental, but I think your physical starts to deteriorate, but at different rates for different people. And I think at 33, you're still young enough to do very special things, to be right in the mix. So I think that it's not too late for Chavez, and I think he any longer it maybe or might have been, but I don't like that he's only had this one fight. I know he's going to be fighting this Daniel Jacobs, and hopefully that'll I mean, he needs to get in there. I don't want him to get in there and knock this guy out right away, because that's not going to be too much in the ring fighting, and then to hop back in with Canelo. I think he needs a few more fights, and then he can do that. But I like these guys that are tough, that always want to go after the best, and are willing. They're not just saying it; they'll do it. Look, Arturo Gatti, Mayweather has Arturo Gatti to thank, because that's the fight that really launched Mayweather into, the real public eye, and outside of the pure boxing fans. And it was shortly after that he fought De La Hoya. I mean, De La Hoya wanted to fight Gatti because of the type of fight it would be. He knew he would win, and the draw it would have, and the excitement around it. They needed him, and Arturo Gatti, he wanted all of them. He went after he asked for Mayweather's fight, the fight with Mayweather. I remember watching so many different short interviews of him saying that he wants to get in the ring with Mayweather. And I just like that about guys. I like guys, whether they win or lose, they want to be in there with the best, and they're not scared. They might not be good enough to win, but they're not scared, and they're tough, and they've got power. And I love that combination. I think it makes for exciting fighters and exciting careers. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Mayweather fan, a fan of Mayweather and the types of decisions that he makes in the ring, and the choice, how he conducts himself professionally for boxing. But I also, not, but I only say that because he's great. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but everybody knows that you could purchase a Mayweather fight, and it could potentially be boring to the untrained eye, and even to the trained eye. You're going to appreciate it, but everybody loves seeing people drop to the canvas, get back up, then drop the other guy. We all love that. That makes for great boxing, great entertainment. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I hope that they do get a rematch in the future, and win or lose, if as long as Chavez is ready and gives his all, he'll win. He might not win, but he'll win. I'm sure. I think you'll understand. I think everybody will understand what I'm saying. If he goes in there and fights, win or lose, that's all he needs to do in order to win that fight. He doesn't need to win that fight to win that fight. He doesn't. Mark my words, if it happens, we'll see the public's reaction afterwards if he delivers in that fashion. And you'll see the opposite if he does the opposite. If he just goes in there and acts paralyzed again, but I don't think he will. I think he realizes he has to give it his all. He only has this one more go around of it. In top notch, where he can perform to the best, at his peak or near his peak. Again, he looks slim. His punching and everything. I like the routine and the bags and with the mitts with Freddie. I think he needs more work, a little more. He needs a little tighten up. Needs to tighten up his body a little bit more. And man, that's going to be a hell of a fight. That will be a hell of a fight. But anyways, peace.